Hey, this is Dr. Monica Du. This is part two of my talk on constipation. I'm going to be focusing on the older children now. So, in older children, constipation can be caused by quite a few things. Sometimes our children get very caught up with doing something that they really don't want to get up to go to the bathroom, so they let it stay. And then what happens is over time, that stool can build up build up and build up and build up and build up. And imagine every day we're taking in new food, and that needs to be processed, broken down, and then eventually excreted. But if you haven't excreted the ones from previous and you're putting in more, it's going to be difficult. You're going to get very large, bulky stools. Some children, the passage of their stool is so huge because they retain it, they hold on to it. And actually, just to let you know, if we're having constipation chronically in older children, it can even lead to some urinary tract discomfort and disorders because that large, bulky stool is pressing down on the bladder, and that is not a nice, healthy environment for the bladder. So it's so important to get um, regulated quickly and on a routine so that they don't have to face any of the other sequelae that can happen with retaining stools and having hard stools. So, our older children, they are easier in terms of detecting hard stools because they can actually tell us what's going on. You can just simply ask them, how is everything going when you use the restroom? And they can tell you, oh, it's difficult to pass. They're feeling a lot of pain. Sometimes they may even feel nauseous. Some people may even feel like they want to vomit because it's just so difficult and they're starting to become very bloated. So at least in older children it's easier for them to voice out to you, what's going on. Another cause of hard stools in the older children, of course, is obviously their diet. If they are not having enough water, enough fiber-rich foods, they are definitely going to set themselves up for hard stools. So that's also an important thing to keep in mind. Give them a wide variety of foods so that they are not just stuck on lots of carbohydrates without enough water, enough fruits, enough veggies, enough of the things that help to encourage the stool passage because if you're not careful, they can easily get set up to be constipated. So definitely, their diet is a big, big factor. Another thing is sedentary lifestyle. If they are not very active, it doesn't help with the flow of all things. You know, the body is so amazing. What we do to it and what we take in is going to reflect us in many, many, many health categories, including our GI tract. So if we're not very active, that stool is not going to be encouraged to come out and it may start to become hard. So, keep that in mind. So definitely we want to go ahead and get our children more active and get them on a nice, healthy, variety-filled diet filled with lots of water, fruits, vegetables, and high fiber foods. And that will definitely help to prevent, some of the symptoms that they may be having. And of course, there are some products that we can use, as we get older, it's a little bit safer. I definitely, though, never like to go first to anything medicinal. We always want to try to do what we can with our own tools, whether it be changing the diet up and seeing if we can get results first before we go to anything else. So, there are products out there like laxatives, but definitely speak with your pediatrician before you get into anything like that because it can be harmful. So be careful with those laxative products. You don't want to just give that freely. Every medicine has side effects, so be careful. And one last tip that I always love to share with my parents is something that I do for my children and they love it. And that is prune smoothies. I know it sounds kind of funky, but this is what I do. I usually grab some of their favorite fruits, whether it be strawberries, peaches, blueberries, and I toss in some pitted prunes that I just grabbed from the grocery aisle. Toss in about 5 or 6 depending upon how much you want to get moving. Just toss in a few along with those fruits, and then I'll usually do maybe a little dollop of Greek yogurt and then some milk, a little bit of milk to just help to liquefy it. I toss it in the blender, blend it up really nice and smooth, and I make a smoothie out of it. So that way, if your children don't really like prunes, then you can mix it up as a smoothie so that it's a little bit more easily palatable. And my children love it. They even ask me, Mom, when am I going to have that prune smoothie? They really do enjoy it. So that's another, quick tip that I wanted to end off with. So definitely, I hope that this was a help for you. Constipation does not have to be a very difficult thing for us if only we have the right tools in hand. So definitely share with your friends. This is a very common problem, but if we are well armed, we can face it. All right, you all have a wonderful day.